Hey, everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most mind-bending questions ever asked: what happens after we die? Could we actually enter a parallel universe? The idea of life after death has fascinated humans for centuries, but recent theories are suggesting something even more extraordinary. If you're ready to explore the possibilities of parallel universes, quantum physics, and what might happen when we pass on, stick around because this is going to blow your mind. What happens when we die? It's a question that has fascinated humanity for centuries. The idea that life has a definitive endpoint has fueled countless beliefs and theories across cultures. But one of the most intriguing ideas to emerge in recent years is the possibility that death could be a doorway to a parallel universe. As our understanding of science grows and we uncover more about the universe's mysteries, this theory is gaining attention, shaking the foundations of everything we thought we knew about life, death, and existence itself. Death is one of the greatest unknowns of human experience. Even though it's something we all must face, most people shy away from thinking too deeply about what happens after. Do we simply fade into nothingness, or does something of our consciousness persist? Throughout history, there have been many interpretations of what happens after we die. Religions like Christianity speak of heaven and hell, where the afterlife is determined by how we lived our lives. Meanwhile, Hinduism and Buddhism propose the idea of reincarnation, where the soul returns in new forms over many lifetimes until it reaches enlightenment. Interestingly, in modern times, scientists are starting to investigate these mysteries too. Could there be more to death than we ever imagined? Could the answer lie in the fabric of the cosmos itself? The questions are as vast as the universe itself, and we're only just beginning to explore them. There's a theory that aligns surprisingly well with ancient beliefs: the possibility that when we die, our consciousness could continue to exist in another parallel universe. This idea stems from studies in quantum physics, which suggest that reality might be far more complex than we ever imagined. Instead of death being the end of everything, this theory proposes that we could transition to a new level of existence, an alternate universe where we somehow continue on. The concept of parallel universes has been gaining traction among both physicists and philosophers. But how would that work? Essentially, the idea is that every choice or event creates a new universe. So, if you make a decision in one universe, there's a version of you in another universe that made the opposite choice. This theory even includes death. While you may die in one reality, you could remain alive in another. Beyond physics, people who have had near-death experiences often report strikingly similar sensations, leaving their bodies, seeing a bright light, or floating toward a tunnel. For some scientists, these experiences could hint that at the moment of death, our consciousness might be transitioning to another reality. Could it be that death is not the end, but merely a passage to a new chapter in an alternate universe? Science is beginning to explore these profound possibilities, and as we learn more, it challenges our deepest understanding of life, death, and what might come next. The idea that death could lead to another dimension or universe, a concept once seen as supernatural by many religions, may actually have an explanation in quantum physics. This shift in perspective has profound implications. In philosophy, it changes the way we view life and death. If death is not the end, but a transition, it might help us confront the fear of the unknown with more acceptance. The idea that our consciousness could exist on multiple levels of reality prompts us to rethink what it means to be alive. This connection between death and parallel universes also ties into one of philosophy's most central questions: what is reality? Throughout history, many thinkers have suggested that reality is more than what we can see or touch. Plato, for instance, proposed that the physical world is just a shadow of a deeper world of ideas. Modern physics, with its theories about parallel dimensions and energy fields, seems to be echoing this view, suggesting that what we perceive as real is only a fragment of something much larger. One of the most fascinating and revolutionary theories in quantum physics is the many worlds interpretation, introduced by Hugh Everett. This theory suggests that all possible outcomes of a situation actually occur, each in its own separate universe. In this view, death in one world might simply mean the continuation of life in another, adding another layer of complexity to our understanding of existence. Could it be that death is not an end, but a new beginning in a different reality? This radical theory pushes us to question everything we thought we knew about life, death, and the nature of reality itself. In 1957, physicist Hugh Everett proposed a groundbreaking solution to some of the paradoxes of quantum mechanics, particularly the notorious measurement problem. To grasp this idea, it's essential to understand a key concept in quantum physics: quantum superposition. This principle states that subatomic particles can exist in multiple states at once until they are observed. Everett's central mystery was this: if a particle can be in various states simultaneously, why do we only perceive one outcome when we observe it? His revolutionary answer was that the universe doesn't just pick a single outcome. Instead, it splits into multiple parallel universes where every possible outcome is realized. Imagine you're faced with a decision between two options. In one universe, you might choose one option, while in another universe, you make the opposite choice. This concept creates a multitude of coexisting realities, each reflecting different decisions and outcomes. A simpler way to understand this theory is to think about flipping a coin. In our everyday experience, we see only one result, either heads or tails. However, according to the many worlds theory, both outcomes occur, but in separate universes. So every time we make a choice, an entire universe branches off, allowing all possibilities to coexist in a vast, interconnected multiverse. This idea challenges our understanding of reality and opens the door to a universe teeming with infinite possibilities. In one universe, the coin lands heads up. In another, it lands tails up. Every event, no matter how small, spawns the creation of new universes. The implications of this for death are truly fascinating. According to this interpretation, when someone dies in one universe, they might continue to live in another. This happens because all possibilities exist simultaneously. So, while one version of you may experience death in one universe, other versions could thrive in realities where that death never occurred. This idea challenges the notion of an absolute end to existence. The many worlds theory also prompts profound philosophical and spiritual questions. If there are countless realities where all possibilities are realized, it brings up important discussions about free will and personal responsibility. In each universe, a version of you has made different choices, and yet all these choices exist on some level of reality. This perspective can be comforting for many, suggesting that life isn't confined to a single predestined path. Instead, there are infinite branches of possibilities stretching out before us. Interestingly, Everett never actually referred to his theory as the many worlds interpretation. That label came later. Regardless, his groundbreaking ideas continue to inspire us to rethink our understanding of existence, choice, and the very nature of reality itself. Initially known as the relative state interpretation, the concept of multiple parallel universes eventually became popularly known as the many worlds theory. This shift in terminology was largely influenced by scientists and philosophers like Bryce DeWitt, who helped popularize the term and explore its implications in various ways. This theory goes beyond just trivial events. It also encompasses complex and existential phenomena, including death. Rather than viewing death as a definitive end, the many worlds theory suggests it could simply be a transition from one universe to another, where your consciousness continues to exist. Another fascinating theory in this realm is the orchestrated objective reduction, OrcO theory, developed by Sir Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff. This perspective offers an intriguing look at the nature of consciousness itself. According to OrcO, consciousness isn't merely a byproduct of brain activity, it's a quantum phenomenon that unfolds at the subatomic level. This idea proposes that just as quantum particles can exist in multiple states at once, our minds could also be in a state of superposition. In this way, consciousness might function across different realities simultaneously, opening up a world of possibilities about our existence and experience. What makes this theory truly fascinating is its potential to explain how consciousness could exist beyond the physical body. At the quantum level, particles can occupy multiple locations at once, choosing a specific state only when observed. Similarly, Penrose and Hameroff suggest that our consciousness might function in this way, implying that it isn't confined to our physical bodies or extinguished by death. This theory also links consciousness to the structure of microtubules, tiny components within neurons that could process information in a quantum manner. This means our minds might operate on a much deeper level than we realize. It suggests that consciousness is far more complex than a mere biological reaction. It opens the door to the possibility that it could persist across different dimensions even after the body dies. The implications of this idea for our understanding of death are profound. If consciousness truly operates at a quantum level, it wouldn't be restricted by conventional physical laws. In essence, this means that consciousness could survive death, transitioning to another dimension or reality. This perspective resonates with many spiritual beliefs that speak of the soul or spirit continuing to exist after death, bridging the gap between science and spirituality. It challenges us to rethink the nature of existence and the possibilities that lie beyond our physical lives. Here, we see a scientific basis being proposed for this intriguing phenomenon. One helpful way to understand this theory is through the concept of quantum superposition. Imagine you're asleep in a room with several doors. Through one of those doors, your consciousness continues to exist in the familiar reality we know, while through the others, it might be experiencing different states of reality. These realities coexist, and consciousness could potentially move between them, especially at the moment of death when the physical body ceases to function. Moreover, the OrcO theory suggests that consciousness may not be solely dependent on the brain. This implies that when the body dies, consciousness doesn't necessarily vanish. Instead, it could continue to exist at a quantum level, much like quantum particles that can shift between different states. Another fascinating idea that complements this is the holographic universe theory. This theory posits that what we perceive as our three-dimensional reality could actually be a projection of a deeper, more complex reality. Advocated by physicists like Leonard Susskind and Gerard Hooft, this perspective suggests that the universe operates like a hologram, where the information contained within it is far richer than what we see on the surface. Together, these theories challenge our understanding of existence, opening the door to the possibility that consciousness could transcend physical limitations and navigate through multiple dimensions of reality. The idea that the entire cosmos is encoded on a two-dimensional surface, creating the illusion of three dimensions, is both mind-bending and profound. This suggests that the physical world we experience is just a tiny fraction of a much larger reality, something we can't directly perceive. To simplify this concept, think of watching a hologram. It appears to have depth, but in reality, it's just a projection from a flat surface. In a similar vein, this theory posits that our three-dimensional reality, including time and space, is an illusion, a projection stemming from a higher dimension. This revelation opens up a vast field of possibilities, especially concerning what happens after death. If the universe is indeed a hologram, then when we die, our consciousness could simply transition to another part of this projection, continuing its existence in a different dimension. On a different note, biocentrism, a theory proposed by scientist Robert Lanza, takes a unique approach by placing life and consciousness at the center of existence. Instead of viewing the universe as an entity that exists independently of life, biocentrism suggests that the universe exists because conscious beings are here to perceive it. In other words, consciousness is not just a byproduct of the universe, it is a fundamental component of it. These theories challenge our understanding of reality and existence, prompting us to rethink everything we know about life, death, and what lies beyond. According to this perspective, consciousness creates the universe, not the other way around. In this view, time and space aren't physical entities. Instead, they're tools that our minds use to organize the information we receive. This revolutionary take on biocentrism fundamentally alters our understanding of death. If time and space are constructs of our minds, then death might not signify the end of existence. Instead, it could be a transition to another state of consciousness, much like waking up from a dream. The setting may change, but consciousness remains active, continuing to create new realities. For many, this idea resonates with the notion of a spiritual awakening, where death is merely a passage to a new reality. If you're curious to dive deeper into biocentrism and explore why, in a sense, we'll never truly die, I'll leave a link to a video that delves into this fascinating topic. Both the holographic universe theory and biocentrism share a common thread. Consciousness is the key to understanding reality. If our experience of reality is just a projection or a creation of the mind, then death may not be a final event, but rather a transformation in how consciousness interacts with the universe. Now, let's explore one of the most unusual implications of these theories. According to this perspective, consciousness creates the universe, not the other way around. In this view, time and space aren't physical entities. Instead, they're tools that our minds use to organize the information we receive. This revolutionary take on biocentrism fundamentally alters our understanding of death. If time and space are constructs of our minds, then death might not signify the end of existence. Instead, it could be a transition to another state of consciousness, much like waking up from a dream. The setting may change, but consciousness remains active, continuing to create new realities. For many, this idea resonates with the notion of a spiritual awakening, where death is merely a passage to a new reality. If you're curious to dive deeper into biocentrism and explore why, in a sense, we'll never truly die, I'll leave a link to a video that delves into this fascinating topic. Both the holographic universe theory and biocentrism share a common thread. Consciousness is the key to understanding reality. If our experience of reality is just a projection or a creation of the mind, then death may not be a final event, but rather a transformation in how consciousness interacts with the universe. Now let's explore one of the most unusual implications of these theories. One of the most intriguing theories out there is the simulation hypothesis, which posits that our entire reality could be an incredibly advanced simulation created by a more developed civilization or a higher consciousness. This idea has been gaining momentum in both scientific communities and among the general public, particularly with the rapid advancement of technology. A key advocate of this theory is Thomas Campbell, a former NASA scientist who argues that the universe we perceive might actually be the product of a computational simulation, essentially a sophisticated program that governs everything we live and experience. The notion of a simulated reality isn't new. Its philosophical roots can be traced back to René Descartes, who questioned the reality perceived by our senses. Welcome to Blesso Science TV, where we take you on an exhilarating journey through the cosmos and unravel the mysteries of science. We are excited to offer you the opportunity to become a valued member of our ever-growing community of cosmic enthusiasts and knowledge seekers. Exclusive access to cosmic content. As a member of Blesso Science TV, you will gain exclusive access to a treasure trove of cosmic content, including documentaries, interviews with leading scientists, space missions updates, and awe-inspiring visualizations of the universe, live Q, and sessions with experts. Your membership will grant you the chance to participate in live Q and sessions with renowned scientists, astronomers, and space explorers. Get your burning questions answered by those who push the boundaries of human knowledge. Embark on a journey that spans the cosmos and join us in unraveling the secrets of the universe. Become a Blesso Science TV member today, and together we will reach for the stars. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and share. Don't forget to leave your comment.